Blue Bloods fans, welcome back. Today we've got some exciting news about Blue Bloods Season 14. The release date, cast, updates and everything we know so far. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated on all things Blue Bloods. Now, let's get into it. Season 13 recap. As you know, Blue Bloods wrapped up its 13th season in May 2023, and the Reagan family has kept us hooked for over a decade. This unique police procedural centered around the Reagan family's multi-generational influence in the New York City criminal justice system has become a TV institution. The series has stood out with its character-centric narratives, offering a fresh perspective in the world of law enforcement traumas. The 13th season left fans on a cliffhanger, wondering what's next for the Reagan family. Based on the finale, key storylines to explore may include Jamie and Eddie's adoption plans, Erin running for district attorney, and Danny and Baz taking on more high-profile cases. Season 3 dug deeper into each character's personal and professional motivations. We saw Frank contend with police budget cuts and rising crime, while grappling with his grief over Henry's deteriorating health. Danny and Baz formed a deeper bond as partners, with Danny's temper continuing to be an issue on cases. Eddie grew more vocal about expanding their family. There were devastating moments too, like Jamie surviving a dangerous poisoning and Erin's drunk driving charge getting her suspended from her DA job. But the Reagans always come together around the family dinner table to heal. That close-knit dynamic continues to ground the show through its ups and downs. Cast changes over the years. While viewers tune in weekly for the Reagan family drama, it's important to note the cast changes that have occurred throughout the show's lengthy run. Key departures have impacted the character dynamics and relationships over the past 13 seasons. Longtime patriarch Henry Reagan, played by Len Cariou, reduced his episodes starting in Season 8 as his health declined on the show. More recently, Danny's wife Linda, played by Amy Carlson, was tragically killed off in Season 8 while working as a nurse. Her absence shifted Danny's character arc as he struggled with grief and raising sons Jack and Sean solo. Erin's ex-husband, Jack Boyle, portrayed by Peter Herman, also left abruptly midway throughout Season 10, ending their rollercoaster romance. However, Erin found a new love with investigator Anthony Abitamarco, played by Steve Sharipa, for Seasons 11 and 12 before his departure. So, while much of the Reagan core 4, Frank, Danny, Erin and Jamie, have had incredible staying power since the pilot, the family unit has evolved considerably thanks to exits. Losses old and new shaped them, while new bonds filled emotional voids over 13 years of stories. Season 14 predictions and fan theories. Understandably, the tight-knit Blue Bloods community already has theories, expectations and predictions circulating about the possible Season 14 plotlines. A popular fan speculation is that Danny's rage issues resurface, jeopardizing his career again despite anger management counseling. His temper may flare up if new family tensions arise, with Erin running against him for district attorney position. Danny having to campaign publicly against his sister would escalate drama. Erin could also find herself impacted by growing public distrust of the legal system, getting backlash or threats as she seeks a higher-profile DA job. Jamie may face similar dynamics as an officer if police budgets get slashed. She and Eddie could disagree on policies given her ADA's role. Frank will likely help his kids find common ground. There's also the question of who else might get harmed or exit the show given the precedents. With Henry's limited screen time lately and advanced age, tragic health news may arrive about the eldest Reagan's fate. Alternatively, a surprise pregnancy announcement could uplift the family amid other chaos. Or the series could take cues from current headlines, exploring police reform debates, officer-involved incidents gone viral, and so on through the Reagan's viewpoints. More adversity for the protagonists balances out the formulas. Whatever happens though, loyal fans trust the skilled producers will continue engaging Reagan family moments, cathartic case resolutions, and poignant themes around public service. We can likely expect some optimism too, with new couplings hinted at after past heartbreaks. The moral center of Frank Reagan will ground new episodes depicting an imperfect justice system without losing sight of hope. That enduring message deserves renewed spotlight in the show's 14th season on air. Behind-the-scenes production news. Beyond the on-screen drama fans speculate about, there have been some shakeups reported behind the scenes ahead of season 14 production. Showrunner Kevin Wade left his leadership role last year after nearly a decade guiding the show's vision. Replacing him is a new showrunner and executive producer, Ed Zuckerman, known for his work on dramas like The Good Wife and Law & Order. This changing of the guard could influence plot directions and character arcs next season. There was also controversy around former cast member Will Estes. Rumors of on-set disputes led to questions about whether Jamie Reagan's character will be written off. However, inside sources recently confirmed Estes will remain on the show going forward. But fans wonder if tension with co-stars might impact dynamics in Jamie's relationships. Between the writer's room and cast, plenty is evolving off-screen. Yet the producers seem committed to keeping the Reagan family intact through creative new directions after 13 years on air. The Reagan Family Legacy. At its heart, Blue Bloods is a multi-generational saga following the Reagan family, members dedicated to New York City public service across law enforcement, legal, and political backgrounds. Patriarch Frank Reagan serves as police commissioner managing an entire department while trying to sustain the noble foundations of policing. His experience spans street cop to administrative power broker. Frank's oldest child, Danny, is a tough, seasoned NYPD detective whose passion for justice often turns hot-headed. Middle child Erin balances the scales of justice as an assistant district attorney, though she seeks higher public office. Youngest son, Jamie, gave up corporate law to become a patrol officer and work his way up the ranks to sergeant. He sees the people and community angle more as the idealistic Reagan. This dynasty still mourns its matriarch, Frank's late wife Betty, who held the family together. Her absence and widowhood unconsciously motivates Frank's commitment to duty while haunting Danny, Erin, and Jamie in their own struggles. The profound weight and pride in the Reagan name stands for public protection and selfless service. But behind the badges are human vulnerability, sacrificed personal lives, generational dynamics, and an evolving city testing their ideals. What fans hope to see. With season 14 just around the corner, loyal Blue Bloods fans have plenty of hopes and opinions on what the upcoming chapter should spotlight in the Reagan saga. Many want deeper insights into Frank's leadership tactics and pressures as he mentors rising cops like Jamie. Feature episodes could show the Reagans undercover or spotlight detective partners Jamie Eddy and Danny Bears cracking cases together. Fans also hope to see the machinations around Erin's district attorney election bid, putting legal and ethical dilemmas under scrutiny. Perhaps a courtroom arc where Reagan family disagreements on policy play out publicly through a volatile trial. There is also a vocal contingent of viewers invested in the romantic arcs, like finally allowing Frank and his seasoned detective pal Lenny Ross some hard-earned happiness finding love again. And Jamie Eddy devotees are eager for pregnancy news strengthening their bond further. Overall, most fans seem to agree that season 14 should continue showcasing the resilience of Reagan morality against cynicism, protecting the vulnerable amid injustice through old-school commitment to public welfare over self-interest. Riveting drama and catharsis often emerge on Blue Bloods when the ideals clash with reality. Backed by the ensemble's gravitas, season 14 can remind society of the evergreen social covenant between citizens serving the greater good in ways big and small. That wraps up our intel on Blue Bloods season 14 so far. Make sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications to get updates when we post more Reagan family content or news about the premiere.